G'day guys, John Ferguson here and you're watching Off the Ruck, your weekly rugby breakdown. And today we're going to get into the final Wallabies side picked for the 2024 season. It is going to be against Ireland and I can't wait for this game. It is shaping up to be a quality game. And so today we're going to get into the side that Joe Schmidt is most likely to pick. So across the entire season, what side has he actually chosen? Who are his most consistent picks? And then we'll get into what it is his predicted side, so what I think he will pick, and then I'll let you know about the little changes that I would make to that side. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So Joe's most preferred side of 2024 statistically across the year. Thank you, Steve Lenthal, for doing the hard work on this. And I'm not going to check his work because I trust him. He's a good Brumby man, and we're just going to take his word for it. So let's get into that. The first is off the top from front row is Angus Bell, Matt Fessler, Taniela Tupou, Nick Frost, Lucan Salakai-Loto, Fraser McWright, Harry Wilson, Jake Gordon, Noel Olesio, Filippo Dangunu on the left wing, or you could switch that with perhaps Korobidi. Probably Dangunu because had he not been injured, he probably would have played some more games there. So that's the call that I'm going to make there because otherwise the stats get a little bit funny. And then you would go 12 Hunter Paisami, 13 Len Ikitau, 14 Andrew Kellaway, and 15 Tom Wright. And then onto the bench, you would go, the 16 jersey is actually a little bit ambivalent because there was a little bit of change in the year, but so far it's Brandon Payne and Moser in the 16 jersey, 17 James Slipper, 18 Alan Alatoa. Then you'd get into the 19 jersey, which would be Jeremy Williams, 20 Langy Gleeson. Then you get up to Tate McDermott in the 21 jersey, Ben Donaldson 22, and so far this year the 23 jersey has been a little bit ambiguous. There's been chop and change, and that's been fair enough because Joe Schmidt has been working with players like Fluke, Hamish Stewart, Dylan Peach, Joseph Akuso-Suaalii, and then now latest Harry Potter. So that 23 jersey is probably the jersey which is the most ambiguous in regards to consistency of picks, and that we'll get into that a little bit later, but I think that really shows how difficult it is to find the right kind of impact player there for the 23 jersey. So that's a side. That's statistically the most common team picked across the year. But I think the predicted side for the weekend, considering the injuries, considering the Reg 9 window players which can't participate. Well, I mean, Karevi suspended, but Skelton can't be picked because he's gone back to his French top 14 club, La Rochelle. It'll be Angus Bell, Brandon Paenga-Mosa, Taniela Tupou. Joe Smith said that he was okay he would have been okay to play last week, but because he wasn't perfect at the start of the week, just as a protocol that they've been running all year, if you can't train throughout the whole week, you don't play. So Taniela Tupou looks to be back, provided that he hasn't injured himself this week during training. Then you get straight into the second row, which will be Frost and Williams. The reason for that is because I think you saw how the Wallabies struggled last week with a shorter back row and then also shorter pack across the line. So then I think that you need you need Williams and you need the height of Frost there. And then that moves onto the back row, which will be safe as houses, Valentini, McWright, and Wilson. Moving into the halves pairing, you've got Jake Gordon and Noel Olesio again. At number 11, I think that although it wasn't an awesome performance, but he did score a try on debut, Harry Potter retains that 11 spot with Jorgensen shifting back in the 23 jersey. Then you've got Ikitau, also because we've got the good news that potentially that it's not a fracture for Joseph Akuso-Suaalii in his right wrist after that massive hit on Sione Tuipulotu. So that centre pairing will get another go, most likely. Then moving on to the wing, you got Andrew Kellaway. Although he had a bad game last week, he's been an extremely consistent performer, and he did have to switch to a position which he hasn't played a whole lot this year at test level. So we'll forgive him for that one. And then Tom Wright at number 15. Moving into the reserves straight away, and you've got Billy Pollard is the only hooker available left in the squad. When now that Matt Fessler is out with a calf injury, I think Joe Schmidt will pick James Slipper just because he saw how the lack of cohesion and inexperience in the second half really started to cost the Wallabies in the field in general play, not necessarily at scrum time, because I think that Kylea and Slipper are quite equally matched there at scrum time, but just for the reason of experience and cohesion, because Slipper's been playing a lot more minutes than Kylea has been, I think Schmidt will revert back to Slipper alongside Alan Alatoa on the bench. That gives them great experience and a really good cohesive unit there. That's the Brumbies pairing, all three of them, because they've got Pollard as well. So that's a Brumbies front row. And although they didn't scrum that well, it'll give them good experience. Then moving into the back row, you'll have Lukan Salakaia-Loto in the 19 jersey, just to add that little bit of bulk in the second half, because when you take Williams off and you put Lukan Salakaia-Loto on, you can keep the height of with Frost on, so that'll be great. And then you're looking at something like the same back row, and you got Langy Gleeson in the 20 jersey. He's been doing great. He's really proven himself as a person to come on late. And then you're also looking at Tate McDermott in the 21 jersey. Ben Donaldson, he's played there pretty much all year, the 22 jersey, so I don't think Schmidt will break convention on the last game. And then the 23 jersey, it would have to be Max Jorgensen, but again, I'm just wondering whether there is a slight lack of confidence that Joe Schmidt has in his ability for his back replacements, with exclusion of Tate McDermott, to bring that impact. So there you go. There's the match day 23 that I think Joe Schmidt will put up on Thursday late evening, maybe midnight is where he's going to announce that team. The changes that I would make to this side here are that I would put Edmed in the 22 jersey. He's been on tour. He's shown promise elsewhere. He's been brought on tour. If you're not going to play him now, there's not a whole lot to lose. And I think that this sort of experience for Taylor Edmed heading into a Waratahs season where he's really going to be charged with running the side and really being a master and commander there, I think that would be a great experience for him. And I'm sure he would cherish that extremely. He is a very emotional guy, as we've seen before, with great victories. Who knows what he could conjure up on this end of year tour finale. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I think Kylea and Slipper are quite similarly matched when they are at scrum time, but I honestly believe that I think that Kylea should be given another run. He is a future prospect with heaps of potential, and he is just someone that brings a little bit more bulk and a little bit more running power throughout the match, and he's got some sting in defense. James Slipper, an extremely good chop tackler, but I just think that impacts will be the important thing towards the end of the game. So there you have it. There are the changes that I would make to the side. Tell me your changes that you would make to the side, or what your predicted 23 for the last match of the Grand Slam would be. And please like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification button so you know when the new videos are coming out. I will do a reaction video to the selections that are made come Thursday midnight-ish, and I'll try to get that up first thing Friday morning. So without further ado, have a good week till then, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.